Hey, astronauts, welcome to the Digital Galaxy Podcast. I'm your pilot, Justin.
And I'm your co pilot, Paul. Buckle up because today, in episode 27, Birdwatch, Twitter's new forum to combat misinformation, is what we're talking about. The information in this episode comes from Twitter, NBC News, and MSN. So, Justin, fill the crew in on what Birdwatch is.
So, Birdwatch is a separate section of Twitter that allows users to review and moderate, connect to whatever's posted on the social media platform.
hmm
The system allows users to discuss the context of tweets they believe are misleading or just false.
Yeah, Twitter Vice President of Product Keith Coleman wrote in a press release, quote, Birdwatch allows people to identify information in tweets they believe are misleading or false and write notes that provide information context, end quote. He continues with, quote, we believe this approach has the potential to respond quickly when misleading information spreads, adding context that people trust and find valuable, end quote.
So, these users add notes to certain tweets instead of Twitter placing a label or outright banning the post, allowing for Twitter users to provide context and hopefully discreet misleading tweets. According to NBC News, quote, Birdwatch will at first only be available to a small set of users, largely on first come, first serve basis.
Mhm.
Priority will not be provided to high profile people or traditional fact checkers, but users will have to use an account tied to a real phone number and email address. So it sounds like just about anybody can get kind of selected for this beta or whatever.
Yeah, and it's true that they have to have a real phone number, email address tied to the account, and I think that's super important because in theory, spam bots nor AI can sign up for Birdwatch. I myself have signed up to become a moderator as well. I hope I get some sort of cool Birdwatch jacket or something, but I highly doubt it. During sign up, Twitter requires that your account meets this certain criteria, and here's what they're asking for: a verified email address, a verified phone number, a trusted US based phone carrier, two factor authentication is enabled, no recent notice of Twitter rules violations. So apparently I checked all those boxes, so that's cool. And after they determine that your account checks all those boxes, they have you agree to the following terms: that you contribute to build understanding, act in good faith, and be helpful even to those who disagree.
Well, that's interesting, and I would hope people would agree to that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, Twitter has faced so much criticism over the last couple of years regarding misinformation. Birdwatch has been in the works since last February. According to an NBC News article from February 2020, Twitter released a demo called Community Notes. They compared it to Wikipedia editors. Reddit also has hundreds of moderators that volunteer their time to enforce the rules of their online communities.
Yeah, this could take some time to institute and even to become effective. But Twitter knows that. According to an MSN.com article, Vice President of Product Keith Coleman admits, quote, we know this might be messy and have problems at times, but we believe it's a model worth trying, end quote.
So,
So what
I
do you
mean,
think about what's going on? Do you think I think it's been a long time coming that they do something like this, or
yeah, I feel like the system definitely needs to be more refined. Because, I mean, not saying that Twitter has a bias, but sometimes it could be portrayed like that when flagging
Mhm.
tweets and stuff like that. So I can totally understand why they might have pushed this. But I mean, eventually Twitter aims to make those notes visible to all users after Birdwatch has a census vote on the topic. It'll be interesting to see what happens for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I'm they said it's going to take a while to roll out and to get everyone signed up for it, but it'll be interesting to see. I don't know if that's going to create another set of bias if like you see a bunch of different moderators see what they've said about the tweet or said, see how they're voting. I don't know if that's going to create more problems or
Yeah,
not. I'm hoping that it is going to solve some of their problems
definitely.
on the platform. Yeah. But in summary, Twitter has launched a separate section of the platform called Birdwatch. It consists of a diverse set of contributors that will allow users to create notes on tweets they believe to be misleading or misinformation. Those tweets will be viewed by all members of Birdwatch to provide context and determine if the tweet should be flagged or reviewed. You can apply to be a member of Birdwatch, but Twitter has set certain criteria to become a member and is giving priority to members who are not high profile users.
Well, that about wraps it up for this episode. Don't forget to follow our channels, sorry, on Twitter, YouTube, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and iTunes. You can also find this episode in the written form on our website, digitalgalaxypodcast.com. This episode was created by Clearo, a social media app where you are in charge of your data and community. Check it out at clearo.app. Thanks for coming along on our journey, and we'll see you guys in the next one.